Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever noticed how many alternatives to street there are in names of streets? You have streets and roads and lanes and avenues and so on. So I thought it might be interesting to have a look at those. Now if we begin with street, probably the most commonly used word, that already existed in Middle English, strete, in the meaning of a road in a city or town or between cities or towns. The word actually comes from Latin, strata, but that's actually short for via strata, a paved road, and it's the paved bit that in English has evolved into street. Then there are roads, Middle English, road, it's of Germanic origin and it's similar to ride. And originally in Middle English, rode did mean a riding expedition, a journey on horseback. And it was only at the end of the 16th century that it evolved into a way for travel between two places. Then there is lane, from Old English already, lane, which just meant a narrow road between hedges. And usually also nowadays a lane does mean that there's some greenery about. Avenue then, you will not be surprised that that actually comes from French, meaning a way of access, a way of approach. From originally the Latin advenire, to come to arrive. The meaning evolved into a way of approach to a country house, and then further on to a broad tree-lined road, and now it just basically means a wide main street. We come now to slightly less normal alternatives for street. Court, for instance, from Latin cortem, an enclosed yard, and in English, in the early 14th century, it came to mean an enclosed space connected with a building. And usually you'll find it still in that meaning. Row then, from Old English rewe, meaning things in a more or less straight line. From the mid 14th century onwards, it referred to a number of houses in a line. And so in essence, practically any street with buildings on it could be a row. Then there is crescent, from originally the Latin to do with grow, evolved into French language and from French into English, basically with the meaning of the shape of the crescent moon, and then later on a street in that shape. Then there is drive, from Old English drivan, a verb meaning to compel to move, to push in a certain direction. In the 1690s, there was then the noun, the act of driving. And it's only towards the end of the 19th century that the meaning drive also came to mean a course or route for carriages, and hence the use in street names. Grove then comes from Old English, meaning a small wood. So again, usually a street name with grove means that there's some greenery about. Terrace originally meant a row of houses along the top of a slope, and later that became then a fancy name for a road. And you'll not be surprised to hear that terrace comes from French. Way, from Old English weg, meaning road, path already then, so nothing much has changed, and practically any kind of street can be called a way. And then the last one, close, from the Latin clausus, meaning shut. In the late 13th century, it came to mean an enclosed space, so until now, no through road. There are many more still alternatives for street, but they are even more out of the way. So we'll keep it at these. Hope you found this interesting. If you did, give me a like. Don't hesitate to subscribe or to leave a comment. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.